Welcome to the Layer0 tutorial video on our platform logging utility known as Deep Request Inspection. In this video, I'm going to cover exactly what Deep Request Inspection is, how it can be enabled for your site, and an interactive walkthrough of how this can be used to inspect requests and responses, and some use cases for debugging application issues. So what is Deep Request Inspection? Well, Deep Request Inspection is a platform logging utility that allows you to log HTTP requests as they come into your site on the Layer0 serverless cloud. When enabled, you are able to inspect the headers and body of every request and response served by your application, and you can also see each upstream API request made by your application. One item to note is that any request that has been previously cached will not be captured in the log stream, since its response will be served directly from the edge and not run in the Layer0 serverless cloud. With that, let's switch over to our site and go through the steps to enable Deep Request Inspection. On the site overview page, click on Environments and choose your environment you wish to log requests for. It is recommended to use a test environment so your production environment performance is not hindered. On the environment page, click Configuration and then click the Edit button to modify your environment settings. Scroll down to Deep Request Inspection and click to toggle the setting. Then click Activate to redeploy your site to enable logging. I'll also show how to enable this on your deployment page, so I'll delete this environment change for now. Under the Deployments tab, click on the latest deployment and scroll down to the server log view. You'll see a button to enable Deep Request Inspection, and as mentioned in the previous step, this will redeploy your site to enable logging. It's worth noting that with logging enabled, Layer0's platform logs additional upstream and downstream data. Social security numbers and common credit card formats are automatically scrubbed, but there may be other personally identifiable information captured in the logs. With the deployment complete, let's click to enable log streaming. Because our site was just deployed and we do have pre-rendering configured, we'll start to see pre-render requests coming through. Now I'll expand the log view and click on the first request that came through. This is for our watches category and contains all the example product information for that page. Here we're given all the headers of this request. Now I look at the upstream request. This is a proxy request from our application that goes to the API to fetch all the product information. This shows the response headers from the API as well as the full JSON response body. And then finally the response details. This is the final response sent back to the user. Here we can look at the headers to see the different information such as timing, preload scripts, and the compressed response body. And one other feature added to the Deep Request Inspection is the ability to easily copy the request as a curl that can be used locally to replicate the request for additional debugging as needed. As seen here, all original headers, including request cookies, are predefined so you can make the identical requests locally for further inspection and manipulation as necessary for your debugging purposes. And scrolling down, we have an example showing just how many requests were captured in this time period, all ranging from our pre-render requests to static resources such as the service worker and even some Next.js data requests. Let's clear out the logging, and next I'll walk through the requests that are logged by loading and navigating the site live. Let's go back to the developer console and find the latest deployment on the staging environment. I'll open the permalink to my site so the edge caching is skipped, so that way we can capture all requests. Once the requests stream in, I'll clear those as well to show a couple of examples of how this is beneficial to error debugging. In my application router code, I have defined a route called throw_error that attempts to proxy to a backend with a fake host name. From within the browser itself, all we see is a 503 error. Switching back to our log stream, we can expand the request and see that there was an error trying to fetch from our fake host. So now I'll clear the log again and try to navigate to a category that I know doesn't exist, called gloves. This message shows that some error occurred within our Next.js application code. Expanding the request again, the error message shows that there was a JavaScript error trying to assign a variable to a constant. So let's switch back to the source code and change the assignment type so we're able to reassign it with our empty array. This wraps up our quick overview of Deep Request Inspection on Layer0 to view and debug logs on our serverless cloud. For additional information, please visit our documentation guides at docs.layer0.co. Thanks for watching and have a great day.